terms of feedback, now you guys get a lot of entertaining feedback on the social media. Hold on, let me make a slight personal aside here. When I started reading through, I don't get to do this nearly enough because I get both of your blogs on my phone, and you don't get the comments on the phone. You have to, go to the blog post. So I get to read your stuff, but I don't see the comments nearly often enough. But like over the summer and in the spring, I was looking through the comments. I found amongst your angry, hateful, insane, atheist commenters, people who had been commenting on my blog post, and I felt very betrayed. Like, I'm just one of a random collection of Christian authors they come and harass. I thought I was the Christian author they come to harass.
You thought you were special, didn't you? You thought you were special. No.
What are you doing here? It was nothing. It was just another stop on their inexplicable parade through the internet. And why? I'm sure you've thought about this. If you're an atheist and you think all of these religious people are crazy, there is no God, when I die, that's it, blink. Why are you spending hours of your life going to my blog or website and telling me what you think? I can't imagine being an atheist going, well, I've got a few short years left and then I'll blink out of existence. I'm going to go find a Christian blogger.
I better go spend this brief moment that I have trying to strip away the joy that the Christians have. Yeah.
So I can relate to some of the comments, but here's the question I want to get the two of you to answer is that there's a lot of different kinds of feedback. How do you choose how to respond? Because there will be a lot of people who say, I'm an atheist and here's why you're wrong. Some of those people you might engage in dialogue. Some people you just block. How is it you decide who that you are going to engage with and how to engage with them? Does that make sense?
We might not be the ones to ask about that.
Do you just hit caps lock and use up all the swears you know?
Yeah, we have a pretty ad hoc system. Plus, I don't think Mandy and I agree on how to handle them.
Okay, feel free to fight about it.
She scolds me for spending too much time messing with certain... Because the truth is that you're right, Brian, that it's the same atheists, and if it's not literally the same people, it is the same ideas. It's cut and paste. There's a very, very, very limited amount of atheist doctrine, and that's it. They all use the same thing, and even though it's been refuted, even though it's completely irrational, they just keep using it over and over and over again. And we did one of our little commenters. We had an experiment last year where we typed in his name and we found the exact same quotes, like on 20 different blogs throughout the course of the last year. I mean, he literally was copying and pasting the same quotes into these blogs.
I don't doubt it.
And so you're not dealing with people who are really interested in engaging in thought or dialogue. Mm-hmm. They're just hitting caps lock, to use your term, and shouting into the comment section. So once that starts happening, we've relegated those people. We set up a little rule. It's like you can make a comment, and then we will respond. But if you just keep copying and pasting things, those go to spam. We're not going to let you just fill up the comment section with your mindless word salad.
So you're not treating it as an open mic night. You're saying, okay, here's your time to ask a question, make it a good one. Not just, well, start typing, right?
Right.
But
what happens though then you get accused of censoring them. Then they'll go back to their blog and they will say, well, I guess we really tripped up the Branyans because they won't even allow me to make this. They won't leave this comment stand on their blog. And so they tell themselves that it's because we don't have a response for their brilliant comment. But what it really is that their brilliant comment is just the same inane, repetitive stuff that they've always said before. And so we don't suffer that anymore.
Right. Well, and that system took quite a while to even come about. I mean, we probably went a year with comments reaching into the 400s and 500s, at Dad's blog, where we just let them go, and we would engage, and we'd let other people engage. And I think that there can be merit to that. I think it's great practice for anybody who's getting started. The phone is ringing. It's just like a
president.
podcast.
It's just like our podcast.
This happens all the time. And it's Grandpa.
They're calling back later.
Yeah, so it took us a while to get to, that system that we're using now, where we actually even do censor. We didn't send anybody to spam for a long, long time on our blog, and we let other people who were kind of just getting their toes wet in the blog world come over to his blog and practice, basically. And I think that's fine. If people want to do that. I also understand if people I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No, I don't think it's going through your microphone. Grandpa's talking on the message machine.
Okay.
He's leaving a message on their
That's
machine.
fine.
But I don't think we can hear it. So at any rate, I support people who say, blog owners who say, I just don't even want to deal with the trolls, and they just cut them out. I also support.
That's fine.
It's been really helpful to me personally to be able to watch a more seasoned apologist go through and talk, even extensively, even with somebody who's obviously not there to listen and obviously not interested in dialogue. It can still be kind of helpful to see how, a Christian handles that if they choose to put that out there and engage. So we've done a little bit of that too, where just for our own, I don't want to say fun, but sometimes it is kind of amusing to, follow that trail and see where it goes. That's why I get frustrated with Dad. It's not that I think he engages too long. It's that he goes to their blogs and engages in their comment section. Really? And I was like, no, just bring them back. Yeah. Bring them back to us so we can at least appreciate it.
Well, the other thing that we have that we try to do is we always leave the conversations up and intact, and regardless of what we get accused of, we do not censor and we do not edit. And we've had one of the atheist tactics is to just be vulgar and outrageous and throw that up on Christian blogs, because knowing that the Christians a lot of times won't let it stand. But at our place, it's there. I mean, if you want to go, you find all the naughty words, you can find all the pornographic pictures, they're all there. Because we're not going to give them power to make us censor them. It is, and it stands. And there are a lot of Christian brothers and sisters who don't know how to respond to that. And so our goal has been to let it stand. And maybe if somebody comes in who's a little more timid or a little bit afraid to engage these atheists, to just expose them for what they are, and their arguments are mindless and irrational and silly, and Christians don't know that. I didn't know that when I first started, dipping my toe in the water of apologetics. I thought, wow, I really got to know my Bible. I really got to know my science, because I'm going to go up against these atheists, and they are going to be sharp. I mean, they're going to be college educated. They're going to come at me with all sorts of questions, and I got to be ready to answer. And that's just not the case. I mean, they're children. I mean, many of their arguments, Cammie knows how to. The thing that you asked Cammie.
If you find Cammie's my 6-year-old. If you find a sandcastle on the beach, how did it get there? And she goes, somebody made it. And I said, okay, but could the waves have made it, maybe? And she just goes, no. And then she goes back to watching cartoons.
She's
smarter
6.
than Bill Nye.
Right. Yeah. She's 6, and she already understands that something like a sandcastle doesn't just happen because of the laws of physics and nature.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the arguments that the atheists are throwing at us.